How to answer the most common interview questions. As mentioned in the how to prepare for an interview video clip, most interview questions are predictable and can be anticipated ahead of the interview itself. Before I identify the 4 most common interview questions and how to answer them, I'd like to share with you my thoughts on the golden rule of answering interview questions. Consider every question very carefully and answer clearly and concisely whilst adding depth that showcases your knowledge, skills and attributes. In doing so, remain humble and honest throughout. So let's look at the first of the 4 most common interview questions, and that is, tell me about yourself. Now this is routinely asked at the beginning of the interview as part of the getting to know you stage. Now your answer is likely to set the tone of the interview from the get-go, so it's very important that you answer this correctly. This question is not an invitation for you to tell your life story, but for you to highlight your knowledge, skills and attributes that match the requirement of the company and the position. Use specific examples of past experience whilst highlighting your qualities that have contributed to realising work objectives in the past. Now this question reminds me of a joke about Bob. Bob attends an interview and he is asked, "Bob, tell us about yourself." Bob replies, "I'd rather not, as I really want this job." So anyway, you might want to try something like this. I've always had a genuine interest in engineering, which led me to study engineering at university, where I obtained a first-class honours degree. My enthusiasm remains strong and I have gained experience and promotion through a number of jobs and companies, which now places me in a strong position to add genuine value to your organisation. So that's one way of answering that question. So the second most common interview question, what do you know about the company? Despite this being one of the most common interview questions, still 46% of candidates fail to adequately research the company. We continue to stress the criticality of research. Research the company, research the position, and research the company's key personalities. A failure to research the company shows a lack of genuine interest, and in the vast majority of cases, this will result in applications not being carried forward. The third most common interview question is, what are your weaknesses? Now this is often combined with what are your strengths, but the latter is easier to answer, so let's focus on what are your weaknesses. This is often asked to test your honesty and your humility, to recognise that no one is without weakness. Be honest, but not necessarily too honest, and try and turn your relative weaknesses into strengths. Explain that you have recognised and acknowledged a weakness and that you're going about trying to address it. Maybe something like, "It was brought to my attention that I lacked patience, and after a period of reflection, I acknowledged that and was actually the case. I suspect that it was because of wanting to get things done quickly and on time that I have been impatient in the past. I have since set early deadlines and have given reasonable time to employees to complete tasks. I have improved, but I need to remain vigilant so as not to regress." The final and most obvious question is, why should we employ you? Translated, this means the hiring manager wants to know if you are the best candidate for the job. Do you have the required knowledge, skills and attributes? Your response is essentially a sales pitch, which should be confident, concise, focused, yet humble, because sometimes it is very difficult to sell yourself without coming across as arrogant. So how about trying something like, "I am unaware of the qualities of the other candidates, who I am sure are very competent, but I believe that my knowledge, skills and experience match almost perfectly those required by the company and for this specific job. Having extensively researched the company, coupled with the experiences that I've had today on interview, I believe I have the right personality to fit seamlessly into your organisation." Thank you.